So I'm in southern Portugal test riding Triumph's new Scrambler 1200 XE and XC models. I'm currently on the XE, which stands for Extreme. They're sort of billing this thing as a naked adventure bike. Those aren't Triumph's words, those are something we collectively as journalists have kind of come to agree on. It's got fully adjustable Öhlins in the rear and an adjustable Showa front fork. The bike makes about 90 horsepower from a 1200cc twin that they pulled from the Thruxton R and then tuned to be the ultimate scrambler motor, if you will. 90 horsepower is plenty when you're riding off-road, and to be honest, it's more than enough when you're on the road. The motor, it has a low inertia crank and reduced weight with magnesium components that allow it to have a little quicker throttle response and produce quite a bit of torque, which when we're out here on these roads, the torque is one of the things that I'm always looking for. I want to be able to, lug the motor a little bit and claw my way out of something. It has a pair of Brembo disc brakes up front, which give it a ton of stopping power. And the ride modes, you've got road, sport, off-road, off-road pro. I'm probably forgetting one because I'm trying to keep up with Greg here, but in off-road pro, you effectively turn off everything. You turn off traction control, ABS, all the rider functions that would help you on the road, if you will. Off-road mode allows you to have ABS in the front, which is actually the mode that I'm currently in. I'm riding in off-road mode, so I've got no traction control or ABS in the rear, but I have ABS up front, which helps me prevent myself from tucking the front end in the corner if I come in a little too hot and I'm not paying attention. The suspension on this bike is very forgiving. I am certainly not a professional level off-road rider. I'd consider myself an intermediate off-road rider, and I would say that this bike definitely is more forgiving than a lot of the larger adventure bikes I've ridden, perhaps given its size. It's about 500 pounds soaking wet. Claimed dry weight is 456 pounds, I believe, for the XC, and 452 pounds for the XE model, which is what I'm riding, but simultaneously it carries its weight really well. The bike feels pretty stable beneath me. Pretty typical sort of scrambler adventure bike road. 2-track, perhaps with some ruts here and there. It can be fast and flowy, that's for sure. But all in all, the thing carries quite a bit of traction. Alright, so we are on a liaison stage from one dirt section to the other. So this is the first opportunity I really had to ride this 1200 XE on the road. The bike feels very stable. It's got great foot pegs, good placement. Riding position is actually rather comfortable. The bars are 65 millimeters wider on the XE versus the standard XC model, which give you a lot of leverage, a good body position. The tank is a little bit bulbous, but it also allows you to go a little further than you might otherwise. Currently, the tires are Pirelli Scorpion 3s, which are actually a pretty good tire on the pavement, all things considered. They're not my favorite off-road tire, but they do pretty well in situations like this. The bike is quite comfortable with its flat bench seat. It's a fairly comfortable motorcycle from jumping on it. The seat height is not too extreme. The XC model is a little bit shorter, about 50 millimeters shorter, I believe. The gearbox on this motorcycle is very easy to use. It's got a torque-assisted clutch, so you're not going to risk having arm pump after a long day of riding, especially off-road. The exhaust note with the twin high pipes like this, it makes a great sound. It's really got a good throaty twin sound, very, very classic British scrambler, British twin. Probably doused my camera on that one, but sort of the purpose of the Scrambler, if you will, right? Ride it here and then ride it home. I guess that's what they invented the adventure bike for. And as I stated, this is sort of the naked adventure bike.